That's a mighty good word, party folk. I'm your mile high priest. I'm up here about a mile high on good old Mercury's day. It's Wednesday, August 21st. We are at the final minutes of the sun in Leo. So we are about to hit the sun's ingress into Virgo, which is super kind of cool. And I was just wanting to come on here to vibe with y'all and give y'all a collective sun in Virgo reading. I guess we are in the eclipse zone, and the initial eclipse comes after the new moon in Virgo, when the moon apexes in its full moon in Pisces. Right now the moon just left Pisces and is in Aries. What's good, y'all? Magicians, high priests, high priestesses, kings, queens, royals. This is your sun leaving the sign of Leo, sun entering the sign of Virgo. Eclipse season collective reading. Court vibe. It's a vibe. I'm a hell of a vibe is what I've learned. I'm pretty boring until the vibe hits you. What's good, party folk? I'm your bubbly, fizzy, wiggly, giggly, Akashic librarian, stellar informant, ninja warrior, funny looking gesture with your messages for your divine inspiration, spiritual evolution, transcendence, and human growth through all spaces, all times. Breakthrough the matrix. Wish good, y'all. Okay, yeah, I don't want to go too much into my spiel, but like, it's just weird to me. I'm over the age of 40, and so it's difficult for me to be friends with younger folks. It just weirds me out that people think I'm really young. Like, I have been impressionable. I have the like sun in Pisces gullibility, which I think is just like our charm. I think a lot of Pisceans are extremely smart, unless they're under the influence of, you know, the many Piscean things, and but I didn't want to fall into this like Pisces reader. I follow a lot of Pisces only channels, and they kind of bore me, to be honest. I've lived my life outside of the zone. Only a few folks know my like super washed out Pisces like vision, which is not very like clear. I run with a lot of my passionate Sagittarius, passionate Scorpio, passionate Ophiuchus zone. So I'm very like mean. I know you might not believe that. So it's just fascinating when people address me as 10, 15 years younger than I actually am. And then one other thing I wanted to not address, because like, who am I addressing? But it kind of goes with the, I didn't want to create a Pisces only channel, because I think that it would confuse a lot of folks. When I say that I'm in love, I think it does confuse people, and maybe it's not the right way to phrase that. I am like, when the closer I get to this authentic center, it does feel like I'm in love with like the love vibration. Like I just want to emit love. So that's like why I didn't want to like go down the rabbit hole of Pisces. And honestly, I do honor the collective as a whole, like as a larger group. I'm beginning to understand why I want to speak to larger collectives beyond the Pisces faction. And yeah, I do want to work a lot with one-on-one, or work one-on-one with people, but I believe I need to develop something. I'm maybe just hinting at what's to come later, not anytime soon. But I'm enjoying the collective. I do want y'all to be in love with you. I think a lot of people, like a lot of millennials, a lot of Gen X, a lot of people my age, maybe they choose money or they choose work because they see that since the 80s, it just, which is weird to me, like to see that money isn't really working. And so that's one like gripe, I think, is that the word? Like that's one thing I don't necessarily like about our generation, or like this millennial Pluto and Scorpio, or like the Gen X Pluto and Libra generations. Like I think that they chose what they know they should not choose. I'm not saying everyone has done that, but I continually see it, and I think people are afraid of me. A lot of millennials are, a lot of people my age are afraid of me. One, because I don't look their age. Two, I don't act their age. Three, I choose blood vibration over money. And four, I chose to work on making choices for myself rather than the choices that my parents taught me to make, which a lot of it revolves around money. I love my parents, especially my father. And so yeah, that's the vibe, right? Holy moly, full moon in Pisces eclipse. Let's get it going, okay? We're just gonna flow. I'm gonna pull Oracle and then I'm gonna pull Tarot, okay? I think y'all don't mind the longer videos. Like, I think YouTube was pushing short format, and the audience in general said we want longer format. We're here for like the people. We're here to listen. Last night I watched an entire hour and a half, 2-hour podcast, and my mind was blown. So thank you. Holy Spirit, clear messages for the collective, regardless of your sun, moon, rising. Thank you very much for being here. Y'all, I've been working a lot, or I don't know how to phrase it, the North Node. So maybe your North Node, whatever. If you want to watch your sign placement for your North Node, I know diehard astrologers would wag their fingers at me, but good. Go for it. Sun God, Goddess Isis, Archangels, our angels, our spirit guides of the highest light and unconditional love vibration. Thank you very much for being here. Collective, I honor you, your path, your decisions. I'm grateful for our energetic exchange. If at any moment you wish to support the channel's growth, I am grateful regardless, but you know, hit like, hit share, hit subscribe, stick around. Wow, there you are. We got 3 cards. Low Courage, 37. Shadow, 43. Okay, well, eclipse season, right? Full moons. Full moon eclipses, especially. I'm trying to, like, make the camera focus, which is why the cards fall out of my hands. But I'm also very, like, electric. I've cut a lot of, like, cord should I even admit this? Maybe you want to cut cords from your former self. In my psychedelic breathwork workshop experience, I met my former selves and my future selves and my fractured other dimensional selves. So I'm not going into that, but I want to tell you that your old selves are still beautiful. Like, I saw my old self and I'm okay with my old self, but I'm here. And so, yeah, you'll be alerted, or your shadow will be highlighted. Can a shadow be highlighted? The shadow, because of how much light you're intaking, emitting, right? Isn't that the good old saying? Oh my goodness, look at you, 47. So we have card 43, shadow. Also, don't forget to, like, explore in a fun manner. Take it from me, you don't want to yell at the yoga teacher. Or maybe you do. Wow. There's been a lot of people that have yelled at that particular yoga teacher, and I had this whole spiel about, like, how I don't want to put anyone on blast, but I did put one particular yoga teacher on blast, and I continued to write, how shady of me, but because of the fact that they work with a community, the fact that they graduate and then recruit their graduates as their flying monkeys, the communal narcissism is heavy. So I'm wondering, like, I see it a lot. I see this like, especially in, like, spiritual centers, like, I've been in other spiritual centers where people are very, like, open and alive, and in other cases, like, they like attack one person, and I'm like, wow, the karma. And maybe that's why maybe I have this experience. I talk about my experience because relieve yourself from that appointment that you must confront these folks. It's maybe likely that you can be a third party aside and learn from their interactions, but it does take a lot of work to see where you can protect yourself, right? So with the Pisces full moon, it's about being in love vibration, but not succumbing to being mesmerized, being hypnotized, being held accountable for another's karma, right? So Pisces, so very Pisces. I know so many Pisces that love to take on others' karma. Unknowingly, we do that. I don't do that. I'm like, let me increase your karma. Let me make it more. Y'all, I'm over that phase of my life. I love that my therapist would say, is that a phase, Armando? Yes, there are so many phases in life. Like wanting to be in love without having done the shadow work, wanting to have money and wealth without having done the shadow work. So now, lucky you have many leaders that you can trust, but now it is likely that you will see this card 16, trust, right? It is now that you will likely be required to have a lot of courage to see the truth. And, you know, I never thought, like, it made me sad that it felt like I would make a friend and lose 10. And now, like, a lot of my really, really, really good friends are still here. Like my childhood friend, we don't live in the same state or in the same, we're very, not far, but we're apart. But I know if anything went wrong, if my parents were not able to support me or my family, I know my friend from childhood, who I know and whose mother I also know since childhood, would in a heartbeat like take me in, support me. So it's almost like I'm just like you. I haven't really lost the real ones, and that's beautiful for me to honor, because I thought that I had made these really bad friends, and then I karate chopped them, and then I'm like, man, I have no friends. Actually, I have really good friends. Okay, I'm going to take 3 from the Alchemy Walden for your full moon in. I'm already at the full moon eclipse. This is the sun in Virgo ingress, which does include the full moon eclipse. Okay, so whatever. 10, Jupiter. Jupiter is a ruler of Pisces, so it's the modern ruler, right? You can go to the traditional ruler, Neptune. I believe Pisces keeps both rulers, right? Some of the signs do have that like natural inkling because of the philosophy and spirituality, like Sagittarius and Aquarius, Pisces. So modern ruler, Jupiter 10, inviting a moment of clarity through decluttering, detoxing, detoxifying, whatever aspect in your life calls for that, right? Look at your Piscean house. Talk to someone who knows. You have many guides that you can trust. Trust is here. Trust that you are seeing what's not good for you. So full moon eclipses highlight the shadow. So what can you align with, and what can you define better, and what can you emit and omit? What I mean is omit. What can you omit? Some things have become too much in your life. Some things were once good. Some things are now not good. Specifically, if you have a Jupiter in a alchemical sign like Sagittarius or Pisces or Scorpio, there can be too much of a good thing. It can feel good. It may feel good for the rest of your life until you really look at the results, the way that you treat people, especially Jupiter is like the way you treat others, especially in love, like friendships or romantic partnerships, whether you regard yourself as a person that can be in a committed relationship. That's not what I'm talking about. Maybe you're lying to yourself, and I don't want to call you out, but maybe whoever you're dealing with, it really lies to themselves about their ethics or morality, how they choose to define a falsehood. Maybe someone tells you, yeah, I'll commit, when they're committed to making money and what that involves, right? What does it involve when that person hasn't applied work in the shadow, haven't moved beyond the assessing of their shadow? Well, too much of a good thing, right? Too much of a lie. too many white lies can become a whole lifetime of lies. Oh yeah, I'm still working on things back here. Yeah, lightning. Yeah, okay, wow, I didn't even see this one. So tin stanum, card 21. Okay. 10, and which is Jupiterian, and it can be a challenge to even admit to yourself that you're in what are you like in, ideally, like so this is what I mean, like ideally people want to be in an open relationship, ideally people want to be in a committed relationship, but realistically, practically, and y'all, this is a Pisces telling you about practicality. Realistically, have any of those folks actually done the work? Have any of those folks actually asked themselves in a spiritual, psychological, therapeutic, reflective manner, am I really trying to commit? Am I really a open person? Am I really a polycule? Like, are you? I don't know, boo. You better figure it out, because it seems like things are fine until they're not. The lightning means leucosis is like, again, it's like bypassing. It's like the good, like always presenting well, always being very idealistic, but in practice and in action, does the action match the words? And what are the words? Is it one philosophy, or does it take into account others' philosophies? Does it take into account others' truth? And does it take into account your truth, meaning the other's truth? Meaning, can there be a responsible line of communication between two souls? Obviously, the answer is yes, but we're coming to a time when that is being put to the test. Can you be ultimately responsible for the line of communication that you have established? Is there a line of communication, and does it involve too much of a good thing, idealism, or does it involve both idealism and practicality, the truth, authenticity? Okay, card number 13. Okay, here comes the cycle. I was also thinking like I had to break the spell. Y'all, I met with a wonderful, beautiful, also Sun in Pisces, a very Venus in Aquarian, a fellow Venus in Aquarius. My, are we different? We're different, y'all. Venus in Aquarius, we are different. Sun in Pisces, Venus in Aquarius, we are different. In the first 4 hours that I met, the first time that I ever met them, honestly, they're an oracle. They gave me a past life and soul origin reading. That's why I'm like, what's good? Let's love. Highly recommended. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I was under a love spell until I fell in love with the truth, with myself, with seeking me, like my heart center. It took a long time and it didn't look pretty because of my my astrological culmination. If it wasn't for my therapy, it could have been uglier. So consider yourself marked safe, because I broke out of the love spell, y'all. Like I'm in love, but there's no love spell here. I think people that operate in the very idealistic, good on paper, but not ethically, morally good in action, they are likely very afraid of me. And so that's where I want you to look, like the close. Maybe there are some people that are close to you that are helping you in a protective manner, and so it may seem offensive. And on the other hand, there are some that are jealous and envious and in competition, and they are even unconscious to those efforts and drive. That's where where you can meditate. Look at what holds it together. Masa confusa, chaos. So shine the light on too much of a good thing, shine the light on too much of a bad thing. Too much of a bad thing coming from you. And with Jupiter here, this can be your lucky break. Lucky break is what I'm going to call. I don't know what I was going to call. I was going to call it fall in love. Fall in love with you to break the love spell, right? And then we have a golden rose. Wow. We have this very push and pull. Love it. We're already at 30 minutes. Let's just make this an hour-long reading, right? Y'all know I love to talk. Y'all know I'm working on it. Am I? I don't know. I have the herbal astrology. I have so many things to tell you. Spirit messages for the collective. Thank you very much for the sun, Ingress into Virgo. Get one card from the herbal astrology. We have Tulsi Wealth. I knew it. Mercury, and this is mercurial herb and also a benefic Jupiterian undertone to Tulsi, to wealth. It gives me see this through for that lucky break. I don't know why I keep getting lucky break. Don't hide your gifts, right? Don't hide your light. Don't shy away from being in love with you. Don't shy away from making decisions for you. You can still honor your family, your lineage, your passed over loved ones likely honor you. They really truly do. They really do see the truth, despite some not. Maybe in your family, in your friendships, in your collectives, maybe in that one relationship, or those people that you're maybe dating or considering, that is there shadow work? Has there been some work to admit that where the choices are coming from? Where are you making choices? Retreat is reishi. That mushroom, right? 27, retreat. Jupiterian now. There's so much Jupiter. Y'all better relax. I get that. The spirits, the jive, the bottle, hitting the bottle, the lying about, like it shows on, so like, okay, because of my experience, I can tell. I know people lied to me. It's okay. I don't call them out. You don't even have to be in front of me. I see it. I see when folks are under the influence of spirits. Foods you ingest, foods you intake, drinking. I think you guys understand what I mean. It's the truth. The truth is tough, but it's declaring that you're not going to fake the funk anymore. It's declaring that the funk it's funky. It's hard to lie. It's hard. It's difficult for me to not. I understand that it's not up to me to address that in the other. But this is about your health. It doesn't mean that you have to be. That's just an example. So I apologize if that doesn't resonate with you or isn't resonating. But it is just an example that I use where a lot of you are coming to align with a more definitive, intuitive flow. So go there. Okay, and that's why a retreat is good, because you can undo, untangle, uncord. You can cut cords from former selves and from your former self who used to be okay with this, whether it's with you or with others, or whether you are okay with others' idealism, because it's one. There's a lot of power in like seeing the best version of someone. That is a power in you, and put that down. Now honor the best in you and emit from that center. Okay, but first retreat. I love it when the cards stick to me. I wear a lot of moisturizer, which is why I look not over the age of 40. Yeah, and the midlife crisis is real. It does hit at 40, astrologically speaking. That's what I mean. That's real. I know that's funny to say. Astrologically speaking, midlife crises are real. It does happen a few months before your 40th birthday, when Pluto opposes, your natal Pluto opposes the transiting Pluto placement. So Pluto is currently in wavy between Capricorn, Aquarius, 29-degree Capricorn. Oh, it's still in Aquarius. It's in 12 minutes of Aquarius. So if your natal Pluto is around the 0-degree mark of Scorpio, you're in that zone, right? But I don't know why I'm talking about that. I guess I keep talking about my age, because a lot of people, I don't know, I'm turning back the clock. Also, Masa Confusa's card 51, I'm sorry. Maybe those numbers are, yes. But know that you are still weaving So because I've been listening to so many so much starseed stuff is coming through. I've been listening to so many divine folk that channel Sirius, Syrians, and the many starseeds from Sirius and other bodies, star bodies. So, where was I going with that? Wow. The reminder is like, it's not pretty. You're pretty, but you're beautiful, but it ain't beautiful to get to the truth, right? Because there's a lot of this fake, okay? So there's a lot of this overinflation, overpromising, from future faking to really like false projection of an ideal vision, casting illusions. If you have those Jupiter, Sagittarius, Jupiter, I'm not trying to call you out. Maybe you already understand this. My Jupiter's in Capricorn. That's likely why I have lived this long. Because thankfully it's not in like Scorpio. I'm sorry if your Jupiter's in Scorpio. I'm not trying to call you like super illusionary. It does depend on a lot more, but those Jupiter Sagittarius, Jupiter Scorpio, there is a huge breakthrough required to admit to yourself that internally you could be that vision, that illusion that you cast. But first it's admitting that you must break through the illusion to get to the authentic vision and version of you, okay? So it could be that your mouth wants to spin the story of the idealistic version of you, a very expansive, giving, charitable, knowledgeable teacher, leader. You very much could witness this in communities, or maybe this is you and you're learning about you and how you are a great leader, are beautiful and great and expansive, whatever your gender, no matter your identity, no matter your role. But it's like really admitting, really, really, really breaking through this cycle of perpetuating idealism. I have here the Green Witch Tarot, which is by Anne Mora. She was one of the first witches that I learned from. Anne Mora Amiel. I wish her deck was a little more diverse, but it's really good. So I know a lot of you diverse folk sometimes don't even care. And then I know a lot of diverse folk care a lot. Stick with me, stay with me. We're reading for you regardless. Look at you, Queen of Athames, right? Gosh, the number 55, the repeating number 5s. This is the Queen of Swords, so Libra, Virgo. We're going into that Virgo phase flow. So flow instead of like staying in one fixed state, right? Honor, ease, honor, soft. Oversight instead of pinpointed barreling through, right? We're gonna likely feel a rush in the mid-September ecliptic zone. So take this time to look at all around you, right? Also a message can be coming through. So that's why don't stay too fixated. Don't stay too locked in. Don't stay too upset, right? Maybe you're tired of the breakups. You're tired of the repetitive dating, the repetitive explaining yourself, the repetitive learning this. That's what leukosis is, right? Like, hey, see the truth for its wider vision. Allow the truth to expand and widen your scope. Don't allow it to make you sour. Don't allow it to make you grieve beyond what you need to grieve, beyond your mourning phase. Now, honor then what? Because the Queen of Swords does, it is in the higher states, right? So it is very individual. So you can still manifest. You can still have a victory. But the challenge is love. Queen of Chalice. The challenge is love. Okay, Cancer, Gemini vibes here. Queen of Chalice is also getting a lot of Pisces, 12th house. Look at what's around. In the meanwhile, while Mercury gets its behind together, while Mercury gets clean up an aisle, Mercury. Okay, this, like, instead of being overprotective, not overbearing, but like on to you, right? Self like just self-contained and now meditate. Now Raphael. Now, what does that mean to you when we tell you archangels are cold and severe, but then we say, allow Archangel Raphael to heal you, right? Which, that's where I was going with the Queen of Swords. Is it that you want to stay? Is it that you want this? Because, like, you maybe wanted, you're like, okay, I'm good. But maybe for you, it's about coming to your love vibration and healing the last aspects of the shadow that keep you from this relationship. And maybe the other person now supposes that they must go back to the drawing board because they let you go when they should not have let you go. That doesn't mean that they're coming back. That doesn't mean that they're going to come back. That doesn't mean that you're going to reconcile. But the Queen of Swords, that's the Three of Wands. Wow. Damn, like, the vision is trying to come through. There's this sort of like idealistic love that you spoke of that you didn't act on. Okay, so it's still faking the funk, right? Two Queens, Three of Wands in reverse, Sun in Aries. And we're coming to that opposite end of the Sun in Aries was in spring, fall, wherever that falls for you, right? Now we come to the fall, autumn, or spring, wherever that falls for you, but like something was dropped. It was very heady, very up here, okay? And when up here, there was still a lot of chaos. I see in both parties because there's two queens here. I know I'm fussing with my hair. I used to not like my hair, but I love my hair. I hope that doesn't annoy you. Brandy, you said you said they love my hair, right? I know I call you out. I don't mean to. Happy birthday. I love my Virgos just as much as I love my Scorpios. I'm sorry. This and Mora came back to me, right? And Mora, yeah. She's my honey witch. Groups of women. These are women in power. This is divine feminine power. First, clearing headspace to get to heart space, okay? Not too fast. You thought ships were sailed. Ships have sailed, right? We said not too fast. You gotta weigh the anchor before you can go. So like we're weighing our anchor. And remember, this is why it's difficult for me to work, I believe, with individuals. And I'm working with individuals one-on-one is what I mean. But as a collective, you can sink into the vibration of this is going to take time, and time is so fast. So like, even though it's going to take time, it can still be fast, but it doesn't mean that it's going to happen in like 1 week. And you're talking to like a fiery individual who wants it done like yesterday and who doesn't care when you want it done. I only care when I want it done. But yeah, I'm serious. Even I'm like, it's going to take longer than a week. Okay, we'll finish off your Celtic crossbred. I have a Wednesday night thing now. Past. Wow. Look, in the past, you had to work through that shadow. You're saying, maybe now you're seeing, okay, what comes after shadow work? Maybe now you will see what comes from self-admission and pulling back from the obsession, honoring that maybe it took you from you, right? The mind takes you away from you, from your heart center, and it creates obsessive and addictive behavior. It doesn't mean we were talking about, spirits, the drinking, the overdoing, the overdrinking, and we do have good old Jupiter, the benefic. Too much of a good thing, right? Overflows. Is it the cup of love that overflows? Or is it the cup of margarita? Look. Okay, King of Wands. You're owning this, right? You're seeing this now. Leo, we have the fixed signs, Leo, Scorpio. But Virgo, I'm sorry, Cancer. Okay. And come back to you now. A lot of power here. A lot of folks in power. This can be like if you're a man, if you're a male, this can be sort of when I'm here, I like very vibey. Like all over, like it might cut you a little bit, right? We do have the Queen of Swords. She does cut. But like I'm telling you, I'm looking out for you. I'm looking out for you. I also had to admit, and I've talked about this since the beginning of the channel. Gosh, those old videos were awful, but I'm happy that y'all are here. I'm so happy to like have this little channel and talk to y'all. But I do help folks with in power. King of Wands is like hella in power, okay? Power on power on power. Powerful people. Even powerful people have strong addictions to what the money, the money making, the overdoing, And look at now your relationship with your father or your mother or both or your guardians or whoever brought you up, whether it was a person or two people or a household or a community. No matter where you belonged then, no matter where you are now, look at what you learned then and look at how you can assess that situation and get over it. Meaning, I'm not telling you to get over it. I'm telling you, how can you get over it? By working through it, right? The 10 of Athames, the 10 of Swords is like Sun in Gemini. What are you addicted to? What are you driven by? What are you obsessed by? This gives you this like power until your power is like maxed out, until you're maxed out, until you're burnt out, until you finally admit to yourself, the way I'm doing this is burning me out. And I'm not saying you can't be a moneymaker, but I think what you will see is you will start to see a lot of folks having a lot of fun with their a lot of money, and you're over there with a big cup of like whatever gets you funky and messy, and you're burnt out and you're like hitting walls, right? That will become more obvious to you, especially with this Sun in Virgo and the eclipses, right? All right, what's coming up in the future, right? The High Priestess is that internal trust and the truth, and we had trust earlier. No, it's too bright. I guess we've had cloudy mornings and cloudy evenings. The High Priestess, okay, the moon. So what's been hidden is coming out. We've said that. We've been saying that. Now's that time. Now's when it comes out. Should you stay fixated on the bad, on how it has made you feel? No. Work on your truth. Work on untangling, decording. Work on attitudes, behaviors. Where does the mind, where does the emotion, where do they cross roads, and then where does that create the halt? Okay? Trust that you are to remain in your power, but you must move from these behaviors, addictions, mental constrictions, the shadow, right? To break through, right? To break through chaos and confusion, to break through faking. It's going to become harder to fake it. It's ascension is real. The fifth dimension is real. It's happening, baby. It's going to become more difficult to align yourself with who you want to as the King of Wands, right? As that powerful Scorpion King, Leo King, Lion King, however you suppose that you want to show up, no matter your sign, okay? No matter your gender or identity, whatever. No matter your name or your role or your pronoun or your he said, she said, they said, okay? No matter whether you use all organic or you use all freaking, hopefully you're more into the sustainable, right? Well, okay. When your strength and your power, you have the Ace of Pentacles, baby. You're ready to go through that gate. You're ready to honor the truth. This is the money. This is feeling good about the money. This is true love. Are you in love with you? It says here that you can get to it, right? Everything where I'm leading you or what we're talking about. Freaking Ace of Pentacles, okay? The gate. Go through the gates for love, for your love, to be in love with you, to be in love with your authentic truth, your heart-centered truth. Emit love, okay? You can still make all the money you want to make. You can still keep your leadership role. And hey, what I'm telling you, what I'm promising, it's not even a promise. Do the work and it's your own freaking results. This is not a fancy promise. This is not a fancy Pisces Delulu. This is freaking work, okay? This is the green pastures, not on the other side of the hill. It's where you come to. As bad as this, as like hard, as like deep and saucy as I am, this is a good spread, I think. I mean, the Queen of Swords is cutting. Around you, the Tower. Surrounding you in your environment, the Tower, okay? The Wild Hunt. Card number 16. I love it. What were you saying? How can you enjoy the sacred? Oh my gosh. So, sacred rage came through again. How can you lighten it a little bit? How can you not be mean, but like enjoy it? Because like it's lucky. It's big. It's too much of a good thing. It's crumbling. It's let it crumble. Let what needs to crumble. It's happening already, right? It's in the morning. In the morning you wake up and you feel real and you feel truth and you seek and you honor the truth. It's like the first thoughts in the morning, the break of dawn. Who are you thinking of? What are you thinking of? How are you going to make it work? Will you make it work? Will you do it for you? Okay. There's power and strength there, and it surrounds you, and your spirit guides of the highest light, your ancestors, are pushing you to that, through that, okay? In a sacred play, sacred rage kind of way. You're worried of this becoming a burden, right? What if you just take the challenge on? What if you, in your faith, take the challenge on? Okay, as a part of destiny, as a part of reality, practicality, from all the woo-woo and delulu, and what is the oracle saying now? What does the curly-haired, wiggly jiggly jester have to say to me, the King of Wands, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Swords? Okay, this is what I tell you. Take the freaking challenge on, because it's part of the destiny. And instead of cycling back through the false, the fake, the funk, okay, are you gonna go through another cycle with another person of the same old, just because they present in a higher caliber, because you present in higher caliber? Does that mean that you'd rather take on the challenges that you continue to take on, but you don't want to, like, that's where it doesn't make sense to me. Like, why would you want to go through the same cycle knowing how challenging it is and how you end up burnt out? And you make, like, the money is there regardless, and you still had the money problems. You still made all the money. You still had the money problems. So, like, what's 10 of Wands? King of Pentacles at the bottom. Y'all better chill with your power, okay? Because the Wild Hunt is here. The red squirrel, animal spirit, okay? The rooster, a lot of Aries, a lot of fire. How do we have 10 and 10? Okay, chill. Let me get back to it. King of Pentacles. This is the outcome, okay? In a very luxurious, very umbress King of Pentacles, okay? This is why I say, despite the identity, gender, whatever, This is Taurus and Aries, right? And we said Aries. Okay. Like the ox. The ox is here. Hibiscus. So like the flow. The truth, right? Like that vision, the thing you had on paper, but that you are not able to really commit to and emit, and that others have called you out on, or that you call others out on now emit that, let it break through, allow through all the confusion that you have caused, or whether you have caused it, or whether you have been the purveyor of it, whether you have caused it, it takes more than just one, y'all. Like everyone causes this. Look, Ace of Cups at the bottom of the deck. It's a big couple of y'all. Okay, getting like tulips and hibiscus, the hummingbird. This is why I love this deck. Swim upstream. Okay, you're powerful enough. You can likely take some breaks along the way. Eat well, right? The eating's good. So don't tell me that you're not ready for this to make it all the way up. Okay, you came all this way down, right? Now all the way up. You're saying, is it worth it? Yeah, I think so, because where you think you are is maybe not where you actually are, but that's where you can be. That's the outcome. Okay, how? Can we get more clarity on the King of Pentacles, please? Okay, at the bottom of the deck, 19, the sun. Y'all, I'm not effing around. You know, at first I was like, what am I doing? And then I was like, wow, I just like talk and like I'm reading and like people are like, what? Come to you, work on you. 2 of Cups. Yes, it's possible. It's real. Y'all, more Cancer, right? Venus in Cancer, and then we have Virgo vibrations, sun in Virgo. I'm telling you, it can be so fast. It's true work, right? King of Pentacles, Taurus, you know real work, and you know what luck is. You know what lucky is, right? Okay, Taurus. Okay, Scorpio, Leo, Virgo, 8 of Pentacles, sun in Virgo, magic, practical magic, not the movie, but like the work you're doing. 2 of Chalices. Okay, this goose, I'm like, I thought it was a swan. It's a goose. Oh my god. Yeah, I love it. And then look, the Hermit, the Holly King. Okay, very Saturnian, the Hermit, but like it's coming to you. Like it's the advice is the whole freaking reading. Like, emit from your center, from the truth. Go, if it requires a bit of solitude, it will be fast, it will be quick, it will be a culmination of true hard work and true divine union within you, a divine balance, regardless of how you exhibit in the world, whether you are a manly man or a womanly woman, or a polycule, I don't know. The ancestors have spoken. The ancestors have spoken. Okay, the sun. Well, I want to know what that goose is all about. Some of y'all likely know what the goose is all about. The goose. Okay. I opened it to the Knight of Cups. Freaking Pisces, get the hell out of here. I'm kidding. I love it. It's that Pisces lover, right? That's who I am. Oh, thank you for being here. I'm sure I'll lose like a few subscribers. Okay. A goose, a symbol of fidelity, love, communication, and comfort, watches nearby. Oh, you silly goose. Okay. Retreat, retreat. Where's retreat? Over here. Feel into that, right? A retreat. I love when the reishi comes up. That's like holistic, naturalistic, Virgo, homeopathy. Y'all, I'm telling you, after I got my past life and soul origin reading, it was like the laboratory came alive, and like the books fell, this book, and I was like, yo, stop. And then where I had bookmarked it, I was like, yo, stop it. Stop it. Spirit's like, no, we're not gonna stop. Recovery, meditation, hibernation, spiritual contemplation, replenishment of spirit. That's also the Holly King, right? The Hermit. Why? Because like you're worried. You continue to worry, whether you're worried that this is going to become more burdensome. They're still worried, and that's where the actual true concern should lie, is like, no matter what, they're still worried. And so if this is a spiritual challenge that you want to take, you should take it. Because it'll still, boom, Ace of Penties, right? Two of Cups, Eight of Pentacles, King of Pentacles. Reishi powerfully influences our main spiritual centers, endocrine, nervous, and hormonal systems. Hormones powerfully impact our perception, mood, sleep-wake cycles, ability to bond with others, and awareness of reality. They activate the nervous system, which is directly related to igniting mystical experiences. Reishi is ruled by Jupiter, the guru of planets, the one that dictates how we derive wisdom and access to the mysteries of life. Jupiter has a vast quantity of spirit-enhancing herbs that are often used in meditation and to induce altered states of meditation like reishi. Guidance is pause. It's time for renewal. If you feel overwhelmed or mentally overloaded, it's time to retreat. Take the time to recuperate and recharge, and personal growth will follow. Overstimulation and indecision lead to a sense of weakness, imprisonment, and a feeling that you are evading death. Like bear, hibernate or rest before you take on the next project or challenge. Many Native American tribes have called this space of inner contemplation the Dream Lodge. The Dream Lodge. Wow, the Dream Lodge. I love it. A place to witness death and see beyond the confines of physical reality by visiting the dream time. Create the space to be in silence and calm the internet chatter. Put the social media down, right? Reflection is key to the path of self-mastery. Go on now, child of God. The Holly King speaks, okay? In dream time, in the Dream Lodge. Do you see the Dream Lodge in the background? That's where you can contemplate the mysteries and where you can come to admit and commit to better communication, okay? Look at the Dream Lodge back there. So the Holly King is much attributed to Saturn, which is sort of like the end all be all. And so there you can see maybe where this path can lead you, right? Continuing down the same path, the wild hunt, okay? Or would you rather suppose that this is not actually a burdensome challenge, that this is a spiritual retreat? It's a challenging moment that will help you to see you through to get to your light, okay? Regardless of whether you are coming to a relationship, it's magical, it's involved in work, it's involved in money, it's involved in love for yourself, okay? It's real. King of Pentacles. Look at you, so jolly. I love hibiscus. By the way, thank you. Bye. Ciao. I don't know what else I was gonna say. I think that was it. Anyway, this video is already so long, so I'm just gonna not talk anymore. keep it real. I'll be back with more. Happy Sun in Virgo. It's fun. don't get too stuck up here, right? Retreat. Thank you all.